Okay, so this video is probably going to be a little weird here, a little confusing. For those of you that follow me on social media, you know the truck doesn't have the 2650 blower on it. I've still got the 2650 from Boost District. It's still going to go on the truck, just not right now. I'm having some trouble getting the rest of the pieces I need to make the swap happen, and I'm ready to race my truck now. We're about to go back in PK racing, and I'm ready right now. LS Fest is next week down in Texas, and I plan on being there. So hollered at my guy Martin Smallwood, got me a turbo camshaft ground down, slid it here in this Texas Speed 427, and just went back with the Pro Mod 94 that I've had on the truck since we built it last time. So so far so good. I fired it up. I apologize I didn't get it on video. Fired it up last week. I've driven it around. I put 200-300 miles on it. It runs great. I've just been on wastegate springs, no boost controller on it yet. Man, 427, it lights this Pro Mod 94 off quick. Little rundown. You've seen us go get the motor from Texas Speed. It's their Brawler series, which is basically their on-the-shelf bad boys. Forged pistons, rods, crank. I did buy it as a short block, so I had to put heads on it. I already had a set of their PRC 260cc cylinder heads, so that's what I put on there. Still the same Holley low ram with the shear fab intercooler lid, just like we got on the Donk, the Fire Donk. Still got my Deetsworks 2200cc injector. Still got the Aeromotive 5 gallon per minute brushless spur gear pump. Still got the Rossler 4L80. So not a lot's changed, but just from driving this thing around, it seems this motor is a lot more efficient than the last couple. So I've just had the O2 correction on, letting it correct and do its thing, but it's having to correct a lot. So it's not the best way to do it, but that's how I've been doing it, just driving it around. So wanted to head to Fuel Tech, let Luis do his thing. I don't have time though. So I'm headed over to the Mad Russian Andre at Able Racing and stick this thing on the dyno and let him dial it in for me. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm on my way. The truck's ready. Boost controller's in it. I spooled it up a couple times last night. Does pretty good. Converter's still a little on the tight side. Got a new one coming. Hopefully it gets here before LS Fest next week so I can get it slid in. But it's time to dyno now. So headed to fuel the truck up with some Pump E85 from OnCue, just like we're running everything else. We made almost 1,700 horsepower on this fuel in the 55, and was on our way with the Donk until we had the head gasket issue, electrical issue, head gasket issue, all in one. It was pretty cool. I think we finally got that all figured out. But get all this stuff taken care of, ice it down, and I'll turn this thing back on once I get over to Andre's and we get this thing strapped down and start making some pulls, so stick around. So a little smoky in here. The Gen 2 94 is due for a refresh. But first pull, 5.5 pounds peak. I'm happy with that. 675. That's not bad. Wanted to see what it would do on the wastegates at first, just to kind of see. I'm still a little gun shy. So, you know, the last really nice motor I had, it lasted for a couple years, the one that McDougall built me, and then I had some issues with the boost controller and put 2 new holes in the block. So and then the last motor, probably my fault, but lifted the head on it one time, So just wanted to kind of see where we were at baseline before we start really cranking some boost in it. But again, I'm happy with that. We'll start piling some boost on it and see what kind of numbers this Texas Speed 427 will put down. So stick around. first pull there, and it actually made 23 and like 1360. So then we turned it back down what we were aiming for, 20 pounds and 1300 on the dot. Man, I'm stoked. Andre's the man as usual. Truck's still running good. I'm gonna load this thing on the dyno, or I'm sorry, it's on the dyno. I'm gonna load it on the trailer and go home. So we may go drive it around for a little bit, get that dialed in, but other than that, we're good to go. Man, that's exciting. most horsepower I've ever made. This Texas Speed 427 is a bad dude. So we slipped up there once. It accidentally made 23 pounds, which is fine. The motor will take it, and then it made like 1360 or something. So at the 20 pounds that we were shooting for, it made right at 1300, which is cool with it. Probably won't use that much where I race this thing, but it's there if I need it. I'm gonna go home. Hopefully I beat the storm. Supposedly there's a tornado and some hail down my way, so I'm gonna try to dodge all that, get this thing home safe, go over everything, and make sure it's ready for LS Fest. I'm going to, so I got, this thing smokes bad, as you guys seen. The turbo just blows oil out of it. I attribute it to the motor. It makes a lot of oil pressure. Didn't do this on my first motor because it didn't make quite as much oil pressure. So I got an oil pressure regulator from TurboSmart that goes inline in the turbo feed and regulates the oil pressure to the turbo down to 40 psi. I think that'll fix it, but I'm also going to redo my drain line. Looks like I may have a little bit of a dip and then run uphill for it, and could be backing up into the turbo some. So I'll fix that as well. Other than that, man, everything seems great on the truck. I've got a new converter ordered. I'm hoping it shows up before LS Fest next week, but if it doesn't, I'll make this one work. Super happy. Everything performed as it should. The Rossler still kicking ass. You know, the Rossler 4L80. Fuel Tech doing its thing. Does exactly what we tell it to every single time. Plenty of fuel pump left in the Aeromotive. 5 gallon per minute brushless deal that we got in the stock tank there. Could be getting close to out of injector with the D-Tworks 2200s. I'll look into that a little bit further. Could have to put some of the Fuel Tech 320s on it like we got in the 55 and the Fire Donk. Not sure yet. That's a big expense though, so it may have to wait. Other than that, man, I couldn't ask for more. Now I just need to make it run the ET. So like I said, when we get this thing home, hopefully safe, get it put up, go over everything, make sure it's ready for LS Fest, and then go down there and have some fun. So as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. I know this video was a little confusing because it started out as one thing, totally changed to another, but I'm definitely happy with my decision to move forward with the turbo deal for now. You know, it'll get to 2650 whenever I can. Right now I'm ready to race. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Go ahead and click the subscribe button if you haven't already. Like the video, comment, tell us what you like, what you don't like, what you want to see more of, and we'll catch you on the next video, guys.